You can live a normal life, but still feel absent inside. Franz Kafka knew this feeling before modern loneliness had a name. He did not feel outside the world because nothing happened. He felt outside because normal life felt closed to him. Maybe you know it too, smiling while feeling separate from everyone. Kafka moved through rooms like someone listening behind glass. Even simple conversations felt like rules he could not fully understand. The world kept talking, but something inside him could not answer. So he wrote, not to escape life, but to survive it. Today, someone feels the same thing while staring at a blank message. Different century, different tools, but the same quiet pain inside. Kafka's loneliness was not empty, it was full of quiet pressure. He carried guilt with him, even when nothing was clearly wrong. Some people apologize inside before anyone has even accused them. For Kafka, being alive felt like standing before an unseen judge. He never needed a real courtroom to feel quietly judged. His father's presence could fill a room before anyone spoke. In that silence, Kafka learned to shrink before he understood why. Today, it happens when someone's tone changes in one message. Today, pressure comes from screens, but the body still feels afraid. Kafka did not simply fear people, he feared being misunderstood by them. Because being understood wrongly can hurt more than not being seen. So he became careful, quiet, and aware of every small gesture. You feel it when you replay conversations that ended hours ago. For Kafka, thought was not just a tool, it was a place. Once he entered it, normal life began to feel far away. A closed door can feel louder than an entire crowded street. He wanted closeness, but closeness often made him feel exposed. That is why some people want connection, then disappear when it arrives. Kafka's tragedy was not that he felt nothing, but that he felt too much. He noticed small changes in people that others easily ignored. A pause, a glance, a silence could stay with him for days. You know this when one small moment ruins your whole evening. Kafka's mind kept returning to moments his body had already left. This is what alienation does. It traps you inside old memories. The more he tried to understand himself, the stranger he became. Modern people call it overthinking, but it can feel like being locked out. Kafka had walls of paper. We have glowing screens in our hands. He lived among people, but still felt deeply misunderstood by life. That is why his stories feel less invented than remembered. He did not create monsters. He described rooms many people recognize. An office, a classroom, a family table, a silent group chat. Kafka saw how normal places can make someone feel unreal. This is not madness, it is sensitivity without a safe place. Some hearts do not break loudly, they simply stop feeling at home. Kafka kept looking for a way back into normal human comfort, but every doorway seemed to ask him to become someone else first. You know this when belonging means becoming a smaller version of yourself. So Kafka began to live between two lives, visible and hidden. By day, he belonged to work. By night, to his inner world. Writing became the place where he could finally stop pretending. On paper, the strange feeling could exist without asking permission. Today, someone writes notes they never send, just to feel real. Sometimes expression is not communication. Sometimes it is self-rescue. But even writing did not bring him fully back to the world. The page understood him better than most people ever could. That is why lonely people create worlds instead of explaining themselves. Kafka did not want to be mysterious. He wanted to be reached. But the more he reached outward, the more fragile he felt. The same happens when you type everything, then delete it. Kafka's distance from life hurt because he still wanted life. He was not above ordinary people, he was reaching toward them. That is the part lonely people rarely admit out loud. They do not always want isolation, they want connection without losing themselves. And maybe that was Kafka's deepest wound. Belonging felt dangerous. To be close meant being seen, and being seen meant risk. So people hide behind humor, silence, work, screens, or being useful. Kafka's suit and our screens are different masks for the same fear. Yet Kafka left something behind that made outsiders feel less alone. His words became a small light for people lost inside themselves. Because sometimes one sentence proves your loneliness was never only yours. Kafka never escaped that distance, but he helped people understand it. And when you understand a feeling, it becomes easier to carry. Maybe feeling strange does not mean you were meant to disappear. Maybe someone, somewhere, finally gave words to your silence. The room is empty now, but the feeling did not vanish. Somewhere else, someone understands why life once felt so far away. Kafka never met us, but he described the feeling of living behind glass. His life was not just about sadness, but about being understood. Maybe being strange hurts because you thought it meant being alone. A strange feeling becomes less frightening when another soul has felt it. And maybe you were never outside life, only waiting to be understood.